Rapid Solicitors, sponsors of the Elite Ice Hockey League on Sky Sports. Accident compensation and medical negligence claims.
It's that time of year again. Unwanted presents, leftover turkey, and Grandma's had one too many sherries.
But not for us, because in the Rapid Solicitors Elite Ice Hockey League, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
And welcome to the Rapid Solicitors Elite Ice Hockey League highlight show here on Sky Sports. We're joined by thousands of other ice hockey fans here at the National Ice Centre in Nottingham for the second game with the Panthers and Steelers in as many days. Now this is the place to be if you like your ice hockey, and a man that absolutely loves his ice hockey is of course Mr. Dave Sims. Dave, a cracking game last night between these two teams.
A cracking game, a cracking night, a cracking occasion, great theatre. These two teams certainly know how to put on a show, and Corey Nielsen will be a delighted Panthers coach, having picked up 2 points on the road. Both teams on Boxing Day played with great emotion, passion, desire, everything that a Sheffield Steelers Nottingham Panthers game is, Anna. These two teams have played in front of full houses, 7,500
Same
in
tonight,
Sheffield.
6,500 tonight.
And it's sold out, and it's been sold out here in Nottingham for 3 weeks. A tremendous effort by all concerned. These two teams don't only put on good ice hockey games, they put on great theatre, and that's what we're going to have again tonight.
Now, I'm excited about the game tonight. I know you're probably a little bit nervous. We'll not go there on that one. But how important, whoever wins this game, how much of an impact will it have on the league table?
We said last week, Anna, that these games over Christmas are hugely important, and if the Nottingham Panthers can do the double over the Sheffield Steelers over Christmas, it just reinforces their position, chasing Belfast at the top of the league. You know, Doug Christensen would have been happy last night with the Nottingham win. He didn't want Sheffield doing the double over the Nottingham Panthers. So yes, huge importance, and if the Panthers can do the double, they're back as favourites in my book.
Well, we shall see what happens a bit later on, but time now to get the first of our action this week. And it's 3 games that took place just before Christmas. Chris Ellis is sat there with his Santa hat on, waiting to deliver his Christmas cheer. Take it away, Chris.
There was a delayed start in Dundee for some broken plexi, and then a further delay for more broken plexi. But in the first period, Wilson with the shot, he's denied, but it comes back to the defenseman Brock Wilson, and this time he scores. 1:57 gone. Francis and Lee with the assists. Nottingham 1-0 ahead. Coming forward again, still in the first session. Nice pass off for Rynan and the new boy. What a great move. Great pass for Matthew Myers. A 7th of the year for him. And Rynan with the assist on his debut. Nottingham 2 ahead. And that's how they finished the first period. But back came Dundee. Lovely move from Hughes to beat Nielsen. And then, look, somehow Turner gets in front of Nielsen. The pass from Mitchell. And it's 2-1, a 6th of the season, and Dundee in some red Christmas shirts. You can tell it's Christmas when those sort of shirts come out. So it's 2-1 game. Dundee, well, they had the fans behind them. They were in good voice. It falls nicely for Konkel. Konkel in one motion shoots past Kowalski. It's 2-2. 32 minutes and 10 seconds gone. We're all tied at 2-2. Nottingham then. Bit of push and shove in front of the net, but Harima wins the puck back, and Fox gives it to Beauregard. That trio are the best line in the league at the moment. 35-02, and Nottingham have a 1-goal advantage once more. Power play now for Nottingham. Nielsen shoots from the point, and that goes in off the rebound from Clark. So 4-2 Nottingham. They've got that 2-goal lead back. Celebrations for them. Now Nielsen coming together with Mazur. Don't think he's too happy with the hit. Nielsen's following him. He's still got no stick. The two of them coming together once more. Nielsen lays some punches on Mazur. And Nielsen was to sit for 2 minutes for roughing and 2 minutes for holding, plus a 10-minute misconduct. So Nottingham 4-2 ahead, but they've lost their player coach. And look, a move in front of the net from Konkel. It's a 1-goal game. 48-36. Konkel scores his second of the game. Nottingham Can they get back in front by 2 goals? Moves in front of the net by Benedict. So it is 5-3 at 51-11. Nottingham do have that 2-goal advantage. Still more time for exciting action. Puck comes out and the touch is by Conkle. Assist to Hughes and Mitchell. That is just 27 seconds to go with the netminder pulled. It's Conkle's hat-trick. So still Dundee looking to level the score, but it's going to come to David Clark, who scores his 229th Elite League goal to equal the all-time record from Adam Calder. Final score, Dundee 4, Nottingham 6. Big game in the big blue tent in the Challenge Cup. Basically, winner takes all and a semi-final spot with the Belfast Giants. And for the Devils, a draw will do as well. Great skate from Burnstill to set up McGuee for an 18th goal of the season. 1-0 Steelers. And then boom from Smith from left side. Kempton Smith, a 6th of the season. We're tied at 1-1. 2 goals in the early stages of the second session. Solo goal here from Jeff Pearce. Dances through the Steelers' defence. It's 2-1 to the home side. It really was a game of yo-yoing fortunes, one way then the other. Stevenson with the shot there, scrambled in front of the net. It's Legui's goal, a 2nd of the night and 19th of the season. And again, a scramble in front of the net. Colt King doing all the spade work here. Feeds it behind the net for Finnerty, out in front. Colt King scores, power play goal. It's 3-2 Steelers. Going into the third session now. McRae in the slot. It's 3-3. So at this stage, it's Cardiff going through. And then a bit of a coming together. Beerbreyer gets 5+ game misconduct for a check from behind. Thomas, for the punches he threw, gets 5+ game misconduct for roughing. So a player each from both sides out of the game. Nice move from Dobbin, a nice pass through the middle, and McRae gets his 2nd of the night and 9th of the season. It's 4-3, but wait at the other end. The Steelers coming forward. They now need to score twice, and Ramsey gets the goal. Just over 6 minutes remaining. It's 4-4. Empty net situation. Cardiff Devils coming forward. Can they wrap this one up into the empty net? The goal is scored, but it's ruled out by Michael Hicks. No goal for Matska. It was offside, but it doesn't matter. That's the way it stays, and Cardiff will play Belfast in the semis. Cardiff 4, Sheffield 4.
Now the Cardiff Devils, the win for them means they're through to the semi-finals of the Challenge Cup.
We talk about an atmosphere here and in Sheffield last night. I was in the big blue tents last Friday. What an atmosphere in Cardiff. Sold out. That Cardiff Devils team needed a point. The fans, the players, the coach all got behind each other. They're blocking shots. Voth was at his intimidating best. Lar was making big saves. It was one of the best games I've seen this season. Sheffield threw everything at Cardiff, but Cardiff deserved their victory. They progressed to the semi-finals.
And also Dundee, Nottingham, regulation win for Nottingham there.
Yeah, you know, the coach has changed, but the results haven't for the Dundee Stars. If you're a title chaser, you do expect to go to Dundee and to win. The Nottingham Panthers did a professional job up in Scotland.
Now, of course, the Steelers played the Panthers last night. They're going to play each other again tonight. Just being here at the National Ice Centre, you can sense the rivalry between the two teams. Is it real?
Oh, it's absolutely real, let me tell you, folks. This isn't a made-up rivalry. It's no pantomime here at Christmas. The owners, not overly fond of one another. The managers don't like each other. The two coaches, Nilsson and Finnerty, openly detest one another. The players don't enjoy each other's company, and then it stems to the fans. No. Many clubs in the past have tried to replicate this rivalry and be a little bit nasty in the press to one another. That doesn't work, not for 20 years. This one's for real, definitely.
But of course, Dave, you're always Mr. Nice Guy, aren't you?
Me personally, always nice, and of course always straight down the middle and independent, Anna.
Oh, well, time now to get the round one of the game from last night. It is the Steelers versus the Panthers. Chris Ellis, take it away.
A crowd of 7,500 in the Sheffield Arena for a massive game, the first of back-to-back Christmas fixtures. Nottingham needed 4 points really to chalk off the Steelers' games in hand. Sheffield will be happy with a split. And Colt King wins the puck from Benedict for Legui, and Ramsey driving at the back door scores his 13th of the season, and Sheffield ahead at 12:32 in the huge game. You see him here just go towards the net, just slightly drifts away to take his shot. and Sheffield are ahead in the important game. Now Nottingham coming forward, Rynan and the new boy. First taste of Nottingham Steelers action comes out for Wilson. Clever move to wait to bring the puck away from the man in front, and he scores, and it's 1-1. Wilson with his 4th of the season, his 2nd in as many games. Matthew Myers provides the screen. You see it from both angles. We are level at 1-1. Game on, very much alive. Nottingham coming forward once more. Fox into the offensive zone. Oh, Fox hits the pipes. Good chance for Nottingham to go ahead, but Fox unluckily hits the pipes. So Nottingham piling on some pressure as the period comes to a close. Trudel there, off for hooking as a penalty goes as the period comes to an end. 11 seconds to go in the period, so the Nottingham Panthers start period 2 on the power play. Nielsen for Fox, top of the left circle, no one's near him. He's given all the time in the Sheffield arena, and Fox scores. It's 2-1 Nottingham. A power play goal, one of only 2 power plays Nottingham had on the night, and Fox scores his 15th goal of the season, and Nottingham lead by 2-1, so they've got their noses in front. Fox looking for his 2nd of the night, saved there by De Caro, but Nottingham working the walls hard. Nielsen gives it to Lapine. Lapine through traffic. 3-1 Nottingham. A 2-goal lead in the Sheffield arena. Lapine gets goal number 6 of the season, and Nottingham have some breathing space. Important times for them, and they are leading by 2 goals. Now Lapine pulls back Le Gouy. It's going to be a penalty shot. Andy Carson puts his hands above his head, so Le Gouy has a chance to close the deficit. He's denied by Craig Kowalski. Kowalski denies Le Gouy, and Nottingham, well, their fans are ecstatic, so they stay with that advantage. But look, Tate's coming forward, hits the post, Hewitt scores, it's 3-2, it's Hewitt's 4th of the season, it's a 1-goal game, and the Sheffield arena is bouncing full of Sheffield fans. Look, hits the pipes, but Hewitt was first to react, and we see a 1-goal game in the 2nd period. That's how it was, 3-2 Nottingham at the end of 2 periods. Now Beauregard going towards the net for Lakovic. Goal number 14 of the year for Nottingham-born Robert Lakovic. It's 4-2, and Nottingham lead by 2 once more. That takes a deflection in front of De Caro. Time is running out for the Sheffield Steelers to get back into this game, but they come forward with Hewitt, then with Colt King, away from Nielsen. It's Hewitt who scores his 2nd of the night, a 5th of the season. Ramsey with the other assist. We are 4-3. It's a thriller in the Sheffield arena. These Christmas fixtures always are between the 2 sides. So Steelers coming forward now with Le Gouy. He's denied. He's denied by the Nottingham Panthers netminder Craig Kowalski. Back comes Le Gouy once more outside the defenseman, and Kowalski makes the save. So the 1-goal lead is intact. Empty net situation. It's a big face-off. Can Sheffield win it and get a shot on net? There is a bit of a whim there. It's pushed towards Kowalski's net, but Nottingham get it with Clark. Off the left boards, and chasing the puck is Harima. Harima scores, and Nottingham are going to take the 2 points. A crucial start to the festive 2 fixtures between these 2 sides. Final score, Sheffield 3, Nottingham 5.
So Dave, I'm going to talk about the game last night. I know you're not going to want to, but I don't care. I'm going to. The Steelers, they opened up with a really strong first period, but what was the turning point? Do you think it was Ryan Finnity's deflection?
It may well have been. You know, the Sheffield Steelers did come out of the blocks hard. They had that big crowd behind them. They took advantage of that. They rode the emotional wave. You know, Ramsey scores first. Sheffield did look in control. An innocuous shot. It deflects off Finnity's stick, 1-1. But then also that late power play in the first period. Nottingham came out second session with the 1-man advantage. They took advantage second period and then scored that quick 3rd goal as well. And, you know, they took home that advantage from them.
Nottingham as a team, though, they seemed to be really calm, cool and collected last night.
Didn't panic at all when they were 1-0 down. And then when they had their chances, that power play, Sheffield had power plays, couldn't make theirs count. Nottingham did. They took their chances when they came, and I thought it was a clinical performance by the Nottingham Panthers, and impressive to watch. Not good if you're Finnerty, not good if you're Doug Christensen.
A great win for Nottingham, though, away from home as well.
Well, yeah, and 2 points they needed as well. People have been talking in recent weeks, us included, about Belfast and Sheffield for the title because of the amount of games Sheffield have got in hand. Never write off this Nottingham team. They have the ability to beat you on any night.
Well, first blood then to the Nottingham Panthers. Time now to take a break though, but don't go anywhere as we've got plenty more action from around the Rapid Solicitors Elite Ice Hockey League.
Sponsors of the Elite Ice Hockey League on Sky Sports. Sponsors of the Elite Ice Hockey League on Sky Sports.
Hello and welcome back to the Rapid Solicitors Elite Ice Hockey League highlight show here on Sky Sports. This week we're at the National Ice Centre in Nottingham. We've just seen the first round of the Steelers versus the Panthers, but it's not just about those two teams around this festive period. No, it's not. There are plenty more teams taking to the ice on Boxing Day. Let's have a look. Here's Chris Ellis.
The first of a festive doubleheader between these two sides, and the visitors came out of the traps quickest. It was Rebeck and Awada for Walton. How much room has he got in the right circle? Only his second goal of the season. But where were the Braehead defence? Power play time now for Braehead, and it is Jorgensen and Bayrak for Galbraith. Blast from just inside the blue line. That fan in front of us, he's happy again. Hugs his mate. It's 1-1. So certainly game alive, but back came the Belfast Giants, Garside and Rebeck setting up Keith. It's a 2-1 first period lead for the visitors, and the Giants skated into the second session in great spirits. Scrambled in front of the net, but it comes out for Rebeck, a 7th of the season. Blast from the right circle. It's 3-1 now. That goal, a power play goal. And now Garside coming forward, and he sets up Peacock via Pele. So it's Pele and Garside with the assist for Peacock. 11th of the season for him. It's 4-1 to the Belfast Giants. Scrambled in front of the net for Braehead. Shot comes in, more deflections. The final touch is from Jorgensen. Power play goal. 35-20, 4-2 then. More chances though for the Belfast Giants at the other end. Garside and Dignard this time working it out in front for Lloyd to get a goal. 37-24, his first of the night. That is a 5-2 lead at the end of the second session. It then became the Lloyd show. He gets the final touch to that one, just a minute 21 into the third session, a second of the night, and that's a 12th of the season. And I said it was the Lloyd show, and you will see why. Because Keith and Crane work hard, and it comes out in front for Lloyd. The hat-trick goal, a straight hat-trick, and the 13th of the season. Final score, Braehead 2, Belfast 7. A Christmas Scottish derby in the Dundee Ice Arena, and it was feisty early on. A late hit there by Mackenzie on Whitley, and who takes exception to it but the new player coach. Brent Hughes starts to lay some punches down on the ice. Well, Hughes was to get a few penalty minutes for that one, including 2+2 for roughing and a 10-minute misconduct. So the visitors on to the power play, and patient work just in front of the net. The rebound there, and it's 1-0. Menton with the rebound, Sladdock with the other assist. So 1-0 to the visitors. But at the other end, more power play time. Shot from Mitchell from right point. McGough and Hutchins get the assist. And at 15 minutes and 15 seconds, it's 1-1. And 44 seconds later, great move, Hutchins and Mitchell this time involved, and McGough scores a second of the year. 2-1, a turnaround for the Dundee Stars. Shot from the blue line by Mazur, a 4th of the season for him. 23-41 gone. The Dundee Stars were 3 ahead. And then, look at this move from Zaab. Zaab away from one man. And another is picked up for the home side by Conkle. Goal number 12 of the year for him. We're not even at the halfway point. It's 4-1, and the Edinburgh Caps have it all to do. As the game was coming to a close in the third session, Haleko and Zemberg set up Hartman, their player coach, for goal number 11 of the year. But the Stars win this one, Dundee 4, Edinburgh 2. Lively start to this one in the big blue tent, and Dan Seaman, now with the Flyers of course, former Dundee coach, shoots wide. It falls nicely for Pearce, then for McRae. Right hand side, driving the net is Beerbreyer. Good move, one end of the ice to the other. Good transition from the Devils. And it is Beerbreyer's 12th of the season, so 1-0 to the home side. Now, Fife Flyers were to unluckily lose a man. Bit of a incident in the middle of the ice. Don't see it on the camera, but struggling off the ice is McAlpine. He can barely walk. He's helped off the ice. So, Fife Flyers are a man down. But they have a power play situation. Shot from left side from Stewart. Good movement from Seaman. See Hamilton lurking at right point. Seaman has it, but he goes left-hand side once more. And Hamilton shoots. 15th of the season. A one-timer. Maxwell, the new boy, and Seaman with the assist. So it's 1-1. It's game alive for the Fife Flyers. Can they provide a shot? Because no goals in the second session. Into the third. Neat move. Hidden Vocht involved. Just 30 seconds gone. And Matska gets his first of the night. 13th of the season. What a hammer blow for the Fife Flyers, trying to keep things tight. But good work on the wall there by Van der Beekem, the new boy, of course. Nicely worked out in front. And Matska, a 14th of the season. A second of the night. Only 2:55 gone in the third session. It's now 3-1. Delayed penalty call here coming. And working the wall well is Jeff Pearce. Beerbreyer involved as well, and jumping into the play, Kempton Smith for a 7th goal of the season, and that was to be the final scoreline in the big blue tent. Cardiff 4, Fife 1.
Dave pretty much wins there as expected, but perhaps a slightly bigger win for Belfast than we thought.
You know, over Christmas I thought there would be an upset, we said last week, and maybe that's where I was thinking it was going to be, up in Glasgow, where the Braehead Clan were taking on the Belfast Giants. But wow, not only a win, big win for Doug Christiansen's team. We said before with Coventry, sometimes off-ice adversity brings on-ice togetherness. The Belfast Giants have lost a couple of players, but the players that are left, they're certainly doing the job for him. Great win.
Dundee, Edinburgh, nice win for Dundee there.
And a good win as well to get them back on winning ways. I expected them to beat the Edinburgh Capitals, but their new coach will be very happy. Always getting that first win is so important.
And a really nice close game between Fife and Cardiff.
You know what, the Fife Flyers are improving. We said once they got a full complement of imports, and they're not at 10 yet, but they're getting those players back. They've got a new import defenseman in, a goalie playing well. They've had some much better results, and to go down to Cardiff and put on a good display down there, fair credit to them.
Well, we've got plenty more games to get through, so time now to get some more action straight away. Here's Chris Ellis.
Coventry, one of the form teams in the Elite League, going into this one. 4 straight wins, and they scored. First session, 12-18 gone. Fussy, top shelf, 19th of the season. 1-0 Coventry. Now a special moment for Brian Jernick. It is Kroll behind the net. Jernick's there, he scores his first goal for the Coventry Blaze. Boy, is he happy, and it is 2-0 Coventry at 17:52. Power play time now, second session for the Coventry Blaze. He had one chance at it, and the second time, Dustin Wood. That's his speciality. That's his place to get a goal. Right point on the power play. You don't stop Dustin Wood. 3-0 Coventry, all going their way. But wait, Tendler scores. Goal number 24 of the year, Campbell and Silverthorne setting him up. So that's 3-1. More power play time for the Coventry Blaze. Neat move in front of the net for Greg Owen. Park and Weaver with the assist as the period comes to a close. It's 4-1. Then Guthrie, Coventry's best player this season and one of the best players in the league, cuts inside from the left. Low past Boucher. 5-1 now, and Coventry surely have the points wrapped up. Osman, nice goal there, left-hand side, 14th of the year. Bit of push and shove after this one. Players want to have words with each other, all sorts of scrapping going on. Players throwing a few punches, and then Phillips takes out Osman. Campbell comes in and gives Phillips a little bit of a beating. That's a bit of a one-way show there. Phillips didn't get the chance to show any punches, so Campbell went for a 5-minute fighting major, and you got the feeling that the Hull Stingrays were still pretty annoyed, because this time it's Silverthorne, and Phillips gets some punches in this time. In fact, some good rights there from Phillips, and Silverthorne getting some in as well, but that was a pretty feisty end to the game, and it went in the Blazes' favour. Coventry 5, Hull Stingrays 2.
So time now to take a break, but don't go anywhere, as we've got all the action from tonight's game, the fun and the excitement just around the corner.
Sponsors of the Elite Ice Hockey League on Sky Sports. Sponsors of the Elite Ice Hockey League on Sky Sports.
Hello and welcome back to the Rapids Listers Elite Ice Hockey League highlight show here on Sky Sports. Now we're moments away from the game here tonight of the Nottingham Panthers versus the Sheffield Steelers, but what I do have to do first of all is of course ask you, Dave, your predictions of tonight's game. I'm going to go for the Nottingham Panthers purely because they had a great win last night, and the crowd here tonight behind them, they've got to win surely.
Well, if you're a bookmaker, you're going for the Nottingham Panthers. They've got momentum, they've got everything going in their way. I'm going for a Steelers win on the road.
Well, we'll see if you're right very shortly. I caught up with a couple of fans earlier to get their thoughts. So I'm joined by Steelers fan James and Nottingham fan Ed. Now, James, you must be not so happy about the result last night. How was it for you? Talk me through it.
Yes, not the greatest Christmas present that we had. I thought we dominated the first period, but the goal at the end for the Panthers and then the quick 2 after the break just killed everything that we had going, and we never got over it. Couldn't put anything away, poor at the back, and that was it. I mean, even the runner-up when we pulled the goalie, an odd situation, puck ends up other end of the ice, 5-3, game over, and all hope was lost.
Well, there's still a chance tonight, but I imagine, Ed, you are a happy man after that result last night.
Very good. I was a bit worried after 1 goal down, but 2 goals after the break, like the Steelers fan just said there, very good. Everything looked really good. I was a bit worried when they got 1 back. I thought the referee was a bit dodgy later on with a double penalty. 3 against 5, absolutely fantastic. I think the work rate from the Panthers was much better than the Steelers. But yeah, very happy. To win away from home, it's always very good, isn't it? So, very, very good Christmas. And let's hope tonight's the same.
You are playing each other again tonight, the second game in as many days. You must be slightly more confident, yeah?
Yes, I hope the Clout change for Finity makes the difference, because I think Clout looks like he's going to get edged out if he doesn't have a big performance. So, and hopefully if King can get something going with Lapine, then the energy might swing our way, because Lapine's not going to win that one.
Ed, just talk to me a bit about the rivalry between the two teams, because as we all know, historically, you really don't like each other that much, do you?
No, and I think the Lapine-King thing, I think King would have his work cut out for Lapine, but look, at the end of the day, we do it every year, don't we? It's fantastic. The atmosphere is fantastic. Rivalry apart, it's a brilliant 2 days. I love it every year. We bring a lot of the family with us. I'd never miss it for anything, so it's brilliant.
Well, let's see a little handshake between the two of you before tonight's game.
Brilliant, mate, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.
Well, the game is just about to get going. It is the Nottingham Panthers versus the Sheffield Steelers. Here's Chris Ellis with all the highlights.
Panthers-Steelers festive doubleheader part 2, and Nottingham's win in Sheffield on Boxing Day would count for nothing if they didn't get the 2 points here. Feisty start to the game, and you're about to see the first talking point. Colt King there bundles Jordan Fox into the boards. Referee Michael Higgs gives him 5+ game for boarding. It did look nasty from that angle. Colt King looks surprised, and as he goes to the penalty bench, Jordan Fox is down, has cut to himself and stays sort of hunched in that position, and here you see he's thrown out, has a word with Michael Higgs, doesn't like it, turns again, tries to keep talking. Linesman tries to take him away, then he goes towards the Panthers bench and suggests that Fox dives, and eventually they manage to usher Colt King off the ice. So first talking point of the game, fires up the game in the early stages, and power play time to the Sheffield Steelers, see them get some chances on net. 5-on-4 at this stage, and you're about to see a delayed penalty situation because it becomes 6-on-4 as the netminder is pulled. But good movement from the Sheffield Steelers, and Craig Kowalski with the save there. Good save from Kowalski, and that was one of a number of saves. 20 saves he made in the game, and it was a good night for Craig Kowalski. So 0-0 at this stage. Nottingham looking for the opener though in the first period. Matthew Myers working the wall, gives it to Benedict behind the goal, goes one way, holds on to the play, comes the other way, out in front for Myers' right point. Myers' shot is redirected by Matthew Myers, and Nottingham lead. Well worked goal coming 2 minutes and 14 seconds into the session. It is just touched by Matthew Myers, a deft touch, and Nottingham lead in the crucial game. So that's 1-0. Things were to improve for Nottingham as the game went on. Sheffield trying to come forward here, and they have it with Hottle. Hottle goes left-hand side. It's dumped into the offensive zone. Nice move, though, from Le Gui, and that's a nice finish. Le Gui comes away from Stevie Lee, and then Beauregard falls. And look, great pass for Ramsey, and Ramsey makes it 1-1. So suddenly Nottingham is shell-shocked after controlling much of the game in the opening period and into the second, and suddenly Sheffield had a great spell and they really looked like they were going to take it to Nottingham. So that's 1-1, very much game alive. Nottingham have it with Guy Lepine off the boards. Reinanen helps it on its way, and Matt Francis scores. It's 2-1 Nottingham. Nottingham score quickly. Nottingham get the goal they needed to quickly come back into the game, and Matt Francis is the man that scores it. So Nottingham take the advantage once more in the NIC, in the crucial game. Clark coming forward this time, shapes to shoot on the power play, leaves it off for Jordan Fox. Fox behind the goal. Rima and Fox exchange passes. Good movement. Out in front is Beauregard, and Beauregard scores goal number 25 of the year, and Nottingham have some breathing space. It is 3-1 Nottingham at the National Ice Centre. Nice pass from Fox on the backhand, and Beauregard, the sniper, he's who you want in that position. It's 3-1 Nottingham. Third session, face-off, start of the period. Myers wins it, gives it to Clark, to Danny Myers, to Brock Wilson, back to Danny Myers. Myers looks up and he goes left-hand side, and Matthew Myers completes the goal after the pass from the left from Benedict. It was tic-tac-toe, and in the matter of 14 seconds, Nottingham get number 4. What a well-worked goal, and Nottingham really are now surely on their way to victory. But wait, the Sheffield Steelers coming forward with Esders. Oh, good save. Oh, rebound is saved from Trudeau, and Esders again, saved again once more from Craig Kowalski. Really earning his spurs. You'll see from the shot behind the goal, it really was a couple of great saves. This one was good. That one was brilliant. How he got something to it, I don't know. And then he manages to smother that one as Le Gui just goes towards the net. Some great saves from Craig Kowalski. So that's 4-1 still. Nottingham have a chance, though, as the game comes to a close, to get another goal and send their fans home really happy. But Sheffield coming forward, looking to see if they can make some late inroads. Coming forward, left-hand side, picked up for Nottingham, rung around the boards, and the Steelers still keep it in the zone. And then it's on the backhand from Lepine for Nielsen. Then some afters, you don't see that, but Lepine and Clark getting involved. Lakovic, though, for Francis. Francis gets goal number 5, and the night of delight is complete for the Nottingham Panthers. They score number 5. Francis, a second of the night, a 12th of the season, through the legs of the defenceman, and the National Ice Centre is happy, and the Sheffield Steelers fans disappointed. No points for them, and Nottingham get 4 points on the 2 games to go 6 ahead of the Steelers, although the Steelers, of course, still have 5 games in hand. Final score, Nottingham 5, Sheffield 1.
Ryan, a frustrating night for you.
Yeah, I mean, we battled back to tie it with 6 minutes left in the second, and we were hoping to get out of that period, and we come down 3-1, and it was tough sledding after that in the third. They scored in the first shift, and it's pretty much game over. I mean, we were in the game, we had some momentum going, and we lost it, and we dropped 4 big points this weekend. We had some games in hand. We had a little bit of comfort zone now, but it's gone. So we have to dig deep and kind of reassess our situation, and we're in a dogfight, and it's the way it is, and we put ourselves here, so we got to get out of it.
It's a Nottingham hoodoo, it seems, at the moment for the Steelers.
Yeah, you lose 3 or 4 games out of 21, and 3 of them are to this team. So, I don't know what it is. I don't know if we're mentally beat before we show up, and the way we play against them is not the way we normally play. And for whatever reason, they have our number, and it happens a lot in sports, and it's definitely frustrating for not only for me but for the guys, and we got to work out of it, and we got to collect points now. We got to climb the table again, and work the rest of the games we have in hand. We need W's.
Strax, that was a pretty good Christmas period for you.
Yeah, it was an emotional couple of days. Both games, we won both games, and we're happy with that. But the weekend's finished, and we'll enjoy it for a day before we have to go play again.
Yeah, the Sheffield Steelers haven't lost many games, but those they have lost have mainly been down to you. What is it you do well against them?
All right, we just go out there and we played hard. The game plan was to forecheck and put pressure on their defensemen, and we have some guys who can score goals, and they scored goals for us this weekend.
Momentum's a great thing, and the Panthers have it going into the new year now, don't they?
Yeah, it's we had to work hard for it, and once you get it, you got to keep it. There's no days off in this league, and right now we're going to enjoy it, and hopefully we can keep it going.
So a comfortable win there for the Panthers for the second night in a row. Time now to take a break, but don't go anywhere as we've got the last bit of action for you, and Dave and I will be looking over some of the highlights from 2011.
Sponsors of the Elite Ice Hockey League on Sky Sports. Sponsors of the Elite Ice Hockey League on Sky Sports.
Hello and welcome back to the Rapid Solicitors Elite Ice Hockey League highlight show on Sky Sports, where we've just seen the Nottingham Panthers take a rather easy victory over the Sheffield Steelers. And Dave, they didn't really stand a chance, did they, the Steelers tonight? The Nottingham Panthers were all over them.
Well, the Nottingham Panthers have been the better team over the last 6 periods. 2 victories for Corey Nielsen's team, and they deserve them both. They played with commitment and passion, and when they had those crucial chances, those clinical chances, they put the puck in the back of the net. They took advantage on the power play when they had them, and they were just a better team over the last 48 hours.
Now the Steelers, they've lost 4 games, and 3 out of those 4 games have been to the Nottingham Panthers. What's going wrong? What do they need to do to win against these guys?
Well, they don't need a new coach. They don't need a new physio. They probably need a shrink. It's in the head, I'm sure of it. The Sheffield Steelers kind of are half beaten before they turn up against the Nottingham Panthers. Before I did the interview you've seen with Ryan Finnerty, we walked around the rink and he just said to me, it's in their heads. What do we have to do to beat these guys? We're as good as them. We've shown that in other results, but there is something in the heads of the Sheffield Steelers right now that the Nottingham Panthers have got that hoodoo on them.
Do you think it's fair to say that maybe Ryan Finnerty's presence on the ice was missed tonight? They didn't seem to have that leader.
Well, I'm a big Finnerty fan. Over the last 4 or 5 years we've done this show, Ryan Finnerty, I think, is a man who gives you emotion, he gives you leadership, he gives you some character, and of course they miss him. I've said in the summer that the biggest problem Ryan Finnerty is going to have is replacing Ryan Finnerty himself on the ice.
Still a good win for Nottingham Panthers, 2 nights in a row now. What does this mean for them?
Well, what it means to them is on the ice, things are going great for the Nottingham Panthers. They're right back in the middle of this title hunt, and off the ice things are going well as well, because not only did they have a full house here tonight, as we can see, World Championship boxer Carl Froch on the ice with the Nottingham Panthers, celebrating a new 3-year sponsorship deal with GMB. So you know what, if you're a Nottingham Panthers fan, if you're a Nottingham Panthers owner or coach, things are looking pretty rosy for you as you head into the new year.
Certainly is. Well, time now to get the last little bit of action for you. Here's Chris Ellis.
After Belfast's thumping win in Braehead on Boxing Day, the Clan had revenge on their mind, and in an even first period, they took the lead, 9 shots apiece in that first session, but the only goal coming through Brock McPherson, a 17th goal of the season. Drew Bannister with the assist there, and the time of that one, 17 minutes and 52 seconds. From then on, the Belfast Giants outshot the Braehead Clan in total in the game in the end, 44-18 in favour of the Giants. And the only goal of the second period, a penalty shot from Ryan Campbell. 1 minute and 53 seconds into that second session, Campbell converting on the penalty shot. So 2-0 to the visitors, and were they heading for a rare away win? Into the third session, and Jay Galbraith, who else at the heart of everything that the Braehead Clan do, he set up who else really but Bayrak. Mike Bayrak's 22nd goal of the season. The former Giant now has 22 goals this season for the Clan. What a season it's been for him so far. And it got better for Galbraith, for Bayrak, and for the Braehead Clan. Galbraith and Krestanovic combining this time. Bayrak, goal number 23 of the year, the second of the night, and that just before the 50-minute mark. So 4-0, and Braehead on the brink, I guess, of shutting out the Belfast Giants. They didn't manage to do that. John Pele feeding Craig Peacock for goal number 12 of the year for him with just over 5 minutes remaining. So Belfast were on the board, but the gap at the top of the table is closed because that's the way it stayed. Final score in Northern Ireland, Belfast Giants 1, Braehead Clan 4.
Results for the 23rd of December, the Belfast Giants 6-0 victors over the Edinburgh Capitals, a hat-trick there for Lloyd. Dundee 4, Nottingham 6, and a brace from David Clark. In the Challenge Cup, the Cardiff Devils tied the Sheffield Steelers 4-4. That point sees the Devils through to the semi-finals to take on the Belfast Giants. A huge and important game-tying goal there from Stuart McRae. On to Boxing Day, the 26th of December, the Dundee Stars 4, the Edinburgh Capitals 2, Cardiff Devils 4, Five Flyers 1, Braehead Clan 2, the Belfast Giants 7, second straight hat-trick for Lloyd in as many days, and the Sheffield Steelers 3, the Nottingham Panthers 5, a huge game winner for Robert Lakovic. Flip forward to the 27th and a full house. A surprise at the Odyssey Arena, the Braehead Clan beating the Belfast Giants 4-1. 2 goals for Mike Bayrak on his return to the Odyssey Arena. Edinburgh ran Cardiff close but went down 5-3. All the goals in the first period at Kirkcaldy as the Five Flyers beat the Dundee Stars 2-1. Coventry Blaze 5, the Hull Stingrays 2, and the game we've seen, the Nottingham Panthers 5, the Sheffield Steelers 1, and that brace for Matthew Myers. One game on the 28th saw a reverse of the previous night's result. The Hull Stingrays beating the Coventry Blaze by 3-2. Jeremy Tendler has got those goal-scoring boots on. He had another 2. So after the busy Christmas period, how does that leave the league standings? Well, the Belfast Giants 3 points clear of the Nottingham Panthers, who are then 6 ahead of the Sheffield Steelers. Steelers still have 5 and 6 games in hand over the teams above them, but those 2 wins for the Panthers have certainly tightened things up at the top. Just look how close the Coventry Blaze are as well to joining the party. Down at the bottom, well, that victory for the Five Flyers moves them ever closer to the Dundee Stars, but can Five Boy Dundee catch the Hull Stingrays for that final player spot? Who's to know? And then a quick look at the Challenge Cup, and the final standings see the Belfast Giants and the Braehead Clan through out of Group A, and the Nottingham Panthers and Cardiff Devils through out of Group B. Belfast will play Cardiff, Nottingham will play Braehead in the 2 semi-finals.
So that's how the league table is shaping up for the end of 2011. But Dave, I have to ask you, what's been your highlight for this year?
I think my highlight would be the live game we did against the Belfast Giants and the Sheffield Steelers at the arena. It's interesting, it's emotional, it's exciting for us as well it is for the players when we do those live games. And to have such a big incident, that Jeff Legui, wasn't it offside, that overtime winner in the way that the Sheffield Steelers came back, that was probably the pinnacle for me. What about your good self? What's been your highlight?
For me, probably it has to be the weekend we spent in Belfast. Not just because of the hockey, but because, we got to see how well run the organisation is. Todd Kelman's doing a fantastic job there. A great example for British ice hockey.
OK, what about low lights, low points? Anything for you?
Low points. point, probably Rod Sarrich's injury for the Steelers. Big blow for them.
Okay, well, my low point would be the Aaron Clark hit on Andy Carson. Well, it would have been this whole weekend, but other than that, the Aaron Clark hit, or was it a hit, on Andy Carson? Not that hit wasn't a low point, but the resulting 6-game suspension, for me, it still eats away inside. If a league can't look after its officials, it's at a pretty low point.
Well, that's just about it for 2011. Let's see what fixtures are coming to a rink near you in 2012. On New Year's Eve, Edinburgh take on Fife, Coventry take on Cardiff. Move on 24 hours to New Year's Day, and hopefully your heads won't be too sore as Sheffield take on Coventry. Monday the 2nd of January, it's Fife v Edinburgh, Nottingham face Hull, and it's Dundee v Belfast. On Tuesday the 3rd of January, Dundee face Fife, and Braehead, they take on the Nottingham Panthers. So Dave, which game out of that lot stands out for you?
Well, you know what, we've just had a Christmas with 2 great local derbies, and there's one happening in Dundee. Dundee Stars, Fife Flyers. That's going to be a sellout up in Dundee. That's the biggest rivalry in Scotland. And you know what, if I was going to take in a game over the next few days, that'd be where I would be.
Well, we have one last little Christmas present for you, and it's going to be a good one. Starting the year 2012, we have a live game, you lucky things. We're going to see Coventry take on the Sheffield Steelers. It's going to be a great game, Dave.
Well, especially with the recent results, the Coventry Blaze have sneaked up, haven't they, on the Belfast Giants, the Nottingham Panthers and the Sheffield Steelers. And Paul Thompson's team, you know what, you can never write them off. So that's going to be a barnstormer at the Skydome.
It certainly is. Don't miss it. We're going to be on Friday the 6th of January on Sky Sports 2 at 7 o'clock. Well, that's just about all we've got time for from tonight. It has been, well, what should we say, Dave? It's been an interesting night of hockey.
Disappointing in some quarters.
All that's left to say from Dave and myself is thank you for watching, and we both wish you a very happy New Year.
Rapid Solicitors, sponsors of the Elite Ice Hockey League on Sky Sports. Accident compensation and medical negligence claims.